Happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful day right here in Birmingham, Alabama. Beautiful people of God. Last week, I just asked God because I was working on a particular message for the Firm Foundation. And I asked God, can you tell me what are one of the ways that we are offering up resistance to the very thing that we're praying to you about? Like, we're self-initiating resistance, so that thing is not flowing freely into our lives because we ourselves are offering up resistance to that thing. Although it's on our vision board, although we're fasting and we're praying and we're seeking you out, we are unconsciously offering up resistance. And so later in the week, Spirit spoke to me and said, tell them that they offer up resistance to the blessings of their own lives when they look at their neighbor getting blessed, and instead of being excited about what their neighbor is receiving, that they come up and they get negative emotion. And so that negative emotion could be envy. That negative emotion could be jealousy. It could be even kind of pity, saying, well, God, I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been tithing, I've been doing all of these things, and this thing has not come to me. But sometimes the biggest test you're going to receive in your life is to see your neighbor get blessed. And how do you feel about that, right? Sometimes you say, well, they're not going to even handle that right. How do you know? The biggest thing is to understand is that envy, jealousy, being unsettled about somebody else being blessed, that is a lower frequency. That is a lower frequency. And so if you in order to get the things that you're praying for to see manifest, that you're going to have to match the frequency of what you're praying for. And I can assure you, jealousy and envy and being unsettled are not the frequency of good. They are not the frequency of anything associated with good that you're praying for, that's on your vision board. And so there's a piece of correction in here today. It can be easy for us to look at other people outside of ourselves and say, that's jealousy, that's envy, that does not match love. But it can be hard to point that finger back at ourselves and say, you know what, that was jealousy, that was envy. Why I'm so unsettled about them being blessed in that area of their lives. The best thing that you can do when you see somebody else get blessed is understand and rejoice with them, because yours is on the way. Our God owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. That's what the Bible tells me. Our God is abundant. Our God is progressive. Our God hears our prayers. There's this text in the book of Daniel where the angel Gabriel comes to Daniel and says, as soon as you began to pray, as soon as you sent out your supplication, a word went out. A word went out, and I am Gabriel coming to bring you that word, right? Bring you that word that went out in the heavenly places. So I want to say to you this morning, as soon as you pray, as soon as you're in the right posture and you're praying, you're beyond that emotion, but you're praying and you're seeking God, right? A word is going out in the spiritual dimension, right? A word is going out in the spiritual dimension, and we know that word is creative. So it's an answer, a creative answer to your prayer. And so I want to say that to you. And so you can very much be offering up resistance to your own prayers by being over concerned with the blessings that somebody else has, or how they even use the blessings that they receive. That ain't none of your business. When you get to the point where you want to try to control what is happening in somebody else's life, you're teeter-tottering on what I like to call black magic form of witchcraft. You're teeter-tottering. And so you have to be careful about this element of control and jealousy and needing to be almost God and decide when somebody else is worthy to receive something. And so that's the message that we have today. It's somewhat corrective, but it also allows you to reflect on the things that you're asking God for, and how could you be possibly unconsciously offering up resistance to the very good that you are asking God for. I want to tell you today that it's on the way, that at the moment you prayed, a word went out, and that God heard your prayers, that God heard your prayers. This has been Pastor Eva. If you need to support me or want to support me in my ministry, the best way to do that is through the Firm Foundation Church right here in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where all of my life is focused there, right? I know a lot of people have these, separate ministries and everything, but Firm Foundation is where my life's work is at this moment. So if you want to support our ministry,